If you're planning on seeing Twisters, you are going to see him in the movie. And he's not only an actor, he's also has a very special song coming out dedicated to his dad. Joining us this morning to talk about it, James Paxton. Good morning, sir. Thanks for being with us.
Hey, good morning. Thanks so much for having me.
Okay, so you are an actor, you are a musician. For folks that don't know, your dad also was the great actor Bill Paxton, who, of course, made famous in the Twister movie. You've got this song out now called Count on Me. And James, it is just beautiful. I'm a dad. I was listening to it this morning here on the anchor desk, like getting a lump in my throat.
Oh, man.
That had to be cathartic, writing that and performing it.
Oh, absolutely. And thank you so much for the kind words and for checking it out. It was really cathartic because I found all of this old footage that I'd never seen before of my dad from the 70s with his friends making Super 8 millimeter films and stuff when he was a teenager. And, my godfather had all this stuff archived. And so, it took a long time to be able to dive back into all that stuff. But I started going through it last year, and funnily enough, I recorded that song when I was in Oklahoma on my off days shooting Twisters. I just was thinking about Dad so much, and I had been working on the song for many years, but I was terrified to actually record it because I wanted it to be perfect. And I finally said, you know what, I need to get this out there. So it was very cathartic, like you said.
You know what they say, perfect is the enemy of good. We can sit here and obsess over, something, but if it never gets out, it never gets out. You mentioned you were shooting your scenes in the new Twisters sequel. What was that like to be on the set of that movie that came from one of your dad's, I think so many people associate your dad with that movie, the original movie Twister.
Yeah, absolutely. It was so surreal. I really, of course, I wish he was here to be appearing in the sequel, and but I wanted to be there to represent him and his presence, and just to kind of cheer everybody on. I mean, it was an amazing team that made this one, and it's experiencing some real well-deserved success. But we all stand on the shoulders of giants, and I think Dad would be proud here.
So, with this new movie coming out, there's been now a lot of talk about the original podcast, things like that. And I have heard now so many times your dad is brought up, and people who are in Hollywood, nobody has anything but nice things to say about him. What has that been like, hearing him talked about again, now that he's no longer with us?
Yeah, I love hearing those stories. I love taking every opportunity I can to celebrate him, and I think that it's so admirable that he was such an amazing guy with everybody he met, and he set a real example for me, and he set the bar, and that's what I'm trying to live up to. He was my best friend, and he always will be, and we miss him so much. But it's been kind of intense talking about it all so much in the press, especially. But I feel really honored to get to celebrate him wherever I can, and he was a hell of a guy.
And as you probably know, there are a lot of jerks in the industry, and he was not one of them. But you also have another movie coming out, Last Train to Fortune. I'm curious where you see yourself going in the future. Is music where you want to focus? Is acting where you want to focus? Or are we going down the middle and doing both?
It's a great question. Yeah, no, I have a Western that I finished last year. We're still working on finding out what the release date is going to be like for that. But it's called Last Train to Fortune with Malcolm McDowell. And that was amazing. I mean, I was, in the lead role opposite, these veteran actors like Malcolm and Mary Steenburgen, Bernadette Peters. And it was great. I love acting. I've had more success professionally acting, but I've been making music longer. I started making music when I was 13, and Dad always encouraged all of the creative pursuits, but especially music, because he said, you can kind of do it on your own time. So much of acting is trying to get the role and to just be able to have the opportunity to go and work. So with music, you can kind of just keep continuing your craft in your own time. And so I think it's important to have those things that can kind of keep you afloat between jobs, just creatively and fulfilled. But no, I've been really lucky. I've been experiencing a lot of acting success, but I've been at this for 10 years professionally now. You
Yeah,
know, I mean, I've really been hacking away at it. So I'm busy. I'm booked and busy. I'm
that's
leaving the country for a movie soon.
that's great. Working is good. Okay, so Twisters, obviously out in theaters now. Last Train to Fortune coming out later this year. Release date to be determined. Count on Me is your new song. It's available on all the streaming platforms, I assume.
Yes, it is. And there's the music videos on YouTube, directed by the great Greg Gorman. And yeah, thank you so much.
James, thank you. We really appreciate you taking the time. Best of luck to you.
Thank you very much.